react to that.
Yep. From a general standpoint, I've never been fond of questions of doing enough, because I don't know what it means. Our job is to continuously push the envelope on player safety. So, hopefully, we never get to a point where I think or anybody on our staff thinks that we're doing quote-unquote enough. Because if there is something else to do tomorrow to make the game safer, we need to do it. One thing you have seen over the last 18 months, you've seen better procedures for players to be cleared in order to return to games. One of the reasons that you saw what you saw on the sideline was a medical professional made a decision that he was not ready to go back into a game. That was something that is now a change in the way football used to be played. So do I think that we're doing enough? I think we are moving forward and doing a better job. We were very aggressive. We are very aggressive on the issue of TBI and concussions. I believe that it is our obligation as a union not only to strive to make this game safer for the men who play it while they're playing it, but here's the reality. As medical literature and science becomes better at identifying long-term neurological injuries that could result from multiple concussions, that is why we have been so aggressive on pushing those injuries as a legitimate basis for disability. But let me tell you, right now that's a fight. Because there are some who do not want to recognize long-term neurological injuries based upon concussions as a legitimate basis for disability. Are we doing enough? We always have to do more. We're advocates. I mean, the beauty of what our job is, nobody pays me to be neutral. I can't stand and look in the face of Sean Morey's wife and kids and say, I'm going to take a neutral view on how many times he throws his body head first in doing his job. He plays the game of football like all of us or all of these players did. But in the same way that you have people who work at pharmaceutical companies, hardware stores, work on rigs, drive trucks, Sean Morey's work environment is more often than not defined by hash marks. So why shouldn't we be just as aggressive on protecting and ensuring a safe working environment for him in the same way that every union or advocate in the country is assertive about protecting the safe working environment for all of our workers? You see what I mean? I don't look at what our players do on the field as anything different than having a work and safe working environment for everybody else. We love the game of football. We dig it. We flip it on and we dig it and we want to watch it. But when you look at the real total of football, ask one of these guys during the break to show you their hands. I know Ernie's dying right now because we are on planes together every day where he's got to get up and walk around because the toll of playing football means that sitting in a chair with his knees bent for a long period of time is agonizing. That's the reality of our game. So a fair CBA to me takes into consideration what I know will be the physical toll after you and I turn the TV off. Because nobody sees them on a Monday like we do. Nobody watches a guy like Brian Dawkins tip down the steps on a Monday after a game where he's barely able to make it. Nobody wants to stay in tune with guys like Earl Campbell now who have difficulty walking. Guys who you and I love to watch, where they went to work every day is what you flick the TV on to watch. I will never be in a situation where I think we're doing enough